Good morning. Today is Saturday, March the 5th, 2022, and we just got back from the NCTIES Conference. If you are not a North Carolina person, NCTIES is our state technology, what do you want to call it, organization that does a lot of professional development for teachers to help them integrate technology into learning. So Joe and I were selected this year to present. I made an application for the both of us on how to integrate technology into like a content area classroom. So for like science, social studies, things like that. So we were selected, and hold on, adjust my levels here. And we went to present. And everything went really well. The thing about presenting versus just attending the conference is that you don't get to attend as many sessions because you're worried about, making sure that everything is good online, that you're presenting to people who want to take a look at your conference. You have to make sure that you're keeping up with any kind of communication that people are sending out to you before your session, and then making sure that you have everything ready for the day. So we only attended 4 sessions plus the keynotes at the beginning and end, which was still really great. And the nice thing is NCTIES has a collaborative slide deck, so you can go on there and you can look at the materials that other presenters put on there that you didn't get to attend. So there were 2 sessions that I feel like we really missed out on that I really wanted to go to, and I'm going to try to reach out to those people, get all of their notes, and maybe talk to them through their emails that they provided. But overall, it was a really great experience. I learned a lot. I felt like presenting with another person was so much better than presenting on my own, even though it's kind of stressful to present with your spouse, because if you aren't getting along about what you're doing, then that can create friction. And however, he did great. We both did great as a team. I feel really good about it. And the topic to me is so important because right now, after COVID, our students are really needing help with basic reading skills. And as a middle school teacher, and even with my husband being a high school teacher, you don't always think about how important it is to, make sure that you're explicitly teaching some of the reading skills that are necessary for your particular subject area. But right now, it's more important than it ever has been. So I did a lot of research on this. A lot of work went into the presentation, and I feel like hopefully it is, I felt like there was a good reception from our presentation. People that were there stayed. There was only one person that left, and he left like exactly at the halfway mark, which tells me he was planning on doing that so he could hit another session. And he looked like an admin type. So, people that are admin, they want to get to as many sessions as they can to see what they want to do with their own staff. So I felt like it was a good turnout. It was a good response, and hopefully those people are going to take some things back that we said, and it will positively impact students across the state. So super excited. Today I'm going to be kind of walking you a little bit through what I eat in a day. And as you know, I've been on the Mediterranean diet. I follow it like 80-85% of the time, sometimes even 90% of what I eat. This weekend, has been this last week has been a little different being away. And I feel like I ate, a few things that I would not normally eat. However, overall, I didn't do bad for being away from home. So this morning, I'm just making Joe and I an egg sandwich for breakfast, and I'm including some greens, which is something I'm trying to do more in my breakfast than I used to try to help bump up my nutrition. And that also helps with, inflammation and everything, to include green vegetables or a variety of vegetables in all of your meals. So I'm adding some kale. I'm going to just soften that up a little bit. This is some kale that it's not, there's a lot of water in there. Yeah. It's not perfect. It's not like brand new, fresh out of the bag kale. This is some kale that's kind of like seen some better days, but if you are cooking it and softening it up a little bit for something, then it's okay. So I'm just going to try to get some of the water out of it. I'm going to soften it up a little bit so that it's a base on our sandwich. And then I'm going to add in my bread just to toast it up a little bit. I have to watch my gluten the next week because I had more gluten than I'm used to, and I try to eat like very low gluten. However, we don't have any gluten-free bread in the house right now. I like to use sprouted grain bread because it is much lower in gluten, and so I don't have any of that right now. I need to go buy some more, but Joe requested just some regular old bread because I make him eat when I'm eating so often. So I got regular old bread. I always buy a French loaf just because I really like baguettes for different things, and they make quick meals like sandwich meals and things like that. So I'm going to use that this morning, but then the rest of the day today I'm going to really try to avoid gluten. I also am avoiding artificial sweeteners, excess sugar, processed foods. We'll see what's actually there. There's going to be a meal after today. We're going to a funeral, and a staff member that we've known for a very long time unfortunately passed, and so we're going to that today, and there's going to be like a meal afterwards. So if we go to the meal, I'll be kind of at the mercy of whatever they have, but I try to make good choices, and I will fill you in on what I ended up deciding. We're excited. We had actually a really good time. There were 3 other teachers that went from our district, our technology person, and then 2 of our elementary teachers went, and we were able to spend a little time with them, and that was nice because we don't always get an opportunity to do that, being that they're doing different jobs than us. So we hung out with them a little. We got to eat some good food. Raleigh has so many options for amazing restaurants. We went to Jimmy V's a couple of times. Actually went for lunch, and then we liked it so much that when the group was trying to figure out where to go for dinner, Joe and I suggested it since we'd already been there. So we went there a couple times. We actually ate at this place called Fresco Greek Restaurant, and I'm not sure if that's a chain or not. I'd have to look it up. But they had amazing food. That was what we ordered the first night when we got there. So they had some snacks at the conference. You know, we kind of just sort of like snacked the last day and everything, and then ate when we got home. But so that's kind of what's up today. I'm really trying to take it easy and be good to myself over the next few days because, you know, since I have just done something that's stressful, I learned with that last presentation that I did that if I'm not careful, then it's going to throw my body into a fibromyalgia flare, and also I can end up getting sick with something because my immunities go down when I'm having those. So, trying to beef up my vitamins, I'm trying to beef up my minerals, my nutrition, and drink a lot of water and be kind to my body, move gently, and get lots of rest so that I can get back to good old me before the next work week starts. So, see how I'm doing at the end of Sunday. If I'm still feeling super tired, I might take a few hours off on Monday morning, because for me, this kind of thing, if I don't make sure that I get extra rest and take extra good care of myself, then it becomes where I'm not just missing a few hours, I'm missing like days, and that's not good for me, and that's not good for my students. So it's better for me to miss a little time up front and make sure that I'm resting than to just go full blast right back into my classroom after being away, even though I did just miss 3 days with my students, which I hate to do. But, you know, it's better than pushing myself too hard and then not being able to do my job later. So we'll see how I feel Sunday, and then I'll make that decision about Monday morning. All right, so I think that is about ready. I'm going to take this off of the skillet now. I just sauteed that in a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to put some Greek seasoning on everything before I put it together. I do not have any cheese. Well, I do have cheese, but I don't have any cheese. It's going to be easy to use on this right now. Oh, I might have some feta actually. Oh, look, I do think I have some feta that I can use. I might put a little bit of that on here when I put it together. But now what I'm going to do is just toast my bread. Another thing I'm trying to work on is making sure that I'm including enough fat and healthy types of fat in my meals, because I think that that really helps my metabolism, my digestion, and not being like super hungry, not having like those really big highs and lows and everything, so that I don't have cravings, which is something that sometimes derails my diet. So I'm just putting a little bit of butter on here. This is Kerrygold Irish butter. I really like that. It's more expensive, but I use it in moderation. So I'm going to toast my bread in that this morning. All right, let's make sure this is low enough. I don't want to like burn my bread as soon as it goes on here. I'm still learning. I have not had this type of stove before. I mean, I had gas burners when we were first married, and I was learning to cook a lot then. I mean, to cook for 2 people anyway. I used to cook for my family, which there were 8 of us, and sometimes 10 when we had friends over. But I am trying to figure out like which burner I'm going to use for different things, because they're set at different like levels. Right. So, a couple of thickish slices for each of us. Just gonna toast those real good. And then I'm gonna add some avocado slices to that. Got my little seltzer here that I've been drinking. This is just a generic for our grocery store brand. Sparkling water berry, so there's no artificial sweeteners, no sugars, no like weird stuff in here. And that is how I got off of soda, because I used to drink soda to keep myself energized and awake. And one of the first things that I did was kick the soda habit because of all the calories. So I started drinking seltzer because I like the bubbles. I know that a lot of people don't like those seltzers because they don't have, they're not really sweet. But I got to the point where that didn't bother me. I would rather have the bubbles than nothing at all. So, all right. I'm gonna put half of an avocado on each of these sandwiches. I love avocado. It's high in fat, but it's a good fat. So these are really good avocados that I have right now. They're just about perfect. For me, a perfect avocado, it separates from the skin really easily without too much trouble. And also, it's still green. Don't like it when they turn to where they're getting mushy, All right. Let's see how these are doing. A little crispy. When I do French baguettes or Italian bread, I just keep turning it over because I don't want to overdo it. It seemed like everything went really well while I was gone. I didn't, with the exception of like maybe 1 or 2 students, there weren't a lot of issues that I heard about anyway with my subs. I guess I'll find out. I haven't gone in yet to look at my sub notes. But I haven't heard about too many major things going on. So that must mean that I left things that the students were willing to do, because if they're not willing to do it, then that's when they start getting in trouble. So one thing I am trying is to make sure that we eat the rainbow every day. So I'm going to add in some different color elements to my different meals to make sure that I achieve that by the end of the day today. All right, I think those are done. I'm going to switch that off. And let's see. Ooh, it's kind of hot. Just gonna spread this on here really quick, and then I will top it with the egg and the kale, and maybe put a little feta on the top. Add some strawberries to the side, and that is my breakfast for the day. I'm also having coffee with a little bit of creamer in it. Sometimes I do just plain half and half, and a Truvia, which is about the only artificial sweetener that I can stand without having a fibromyalgia problem. And sometimes I do an actual creamer. I have to be careful with the commercial creamers because they tend to have additives in them that I can have a little of it, but if I keep drinking them all the time, eventually it's going to bother me. So we are home now from the funeral, and it was a very wonderful service. It was a long and emotional service, but very touching. And so I'm feeling kind of like, I don't know, just makes you subdued. So, but at the same time, like remembering everything, that all the experiences and memories that I have, with the individual that we were there for, just brings all those things, back to your mind. So we decided not to go to the cemetery and the meal afterwards. We're just going to send a card in the mail to the family. There were so many people there, and Joe doesn't really like huge crowds, and we were there for quite a while for the ceremony, so he just wanted to come home. So I am eating a snack now. This is my snack. I really like these Breakstones. What are they called? Cottage doubles. So in one side there's pineapple, and the other side there's cottage cheese, and it's just a good protein snack, a little bit of fruit. There's not very much sugar in it, so that's good. Just a nice little pick-me-up. And then once I get done eating that snack, I'm going to work on making a late lunch, which I'm going to make a big pot of Orzo soup, lemon Orzo soup that we can eat for some of our lunches this week, as well as food for today. So that's what I'm up to. So it is a few hours later. I actually fell asleep because, I don't know, I just felt really, I don't know if it's an emotional thing or if it's just from it's probably more from last week. I feel like there was a whole bunch of adrenaline going on last week with getting ready for, having a sub for 3 days, and then presenting, getting ready for that, and all of that. So I think it's just like a letdown from all of that, plus going to a funeral today, which was, kind of emotionally tiring too. But anyway, I did not make my soup yet, which I'm still planning on making that this weekend at some point, whether it's tonight or tomorrow at some time. But right now, I'm just having a good old PB&J. So this is R.E. Kimball & Company strawberry jam, 100% natural, no preservatives. I got this from Misfits Market. I started ordering a few things from Misfits because we live kind of far away from stores, and I wanted to have an opportunity to get fresh produce more than just a few times a month, since I don't want to go shopping for fresh produce a lot. I don't want it to go bad in my fridge, so this was I'll try it, see what the pricing is like, and maybe buy a few things throughout the month from them, because they will ship every week if you want them to. Not that I would want to buy stuff every week, but anyway, so I'm trying that. I got these really delicious blood oranges from them. They're really big and they're just so juicy and flavorful, and they just have this, like, I don't know if blood oranges are all like this, but the skin on them is like really super bumpy. So I don't know if that's because it's a Misfits Market product, because they tend to pick things that are like, you know, not perfect to sell at cheaper prices. It's kind of the idea of it. Anyway, not sure if that's it or it's just the blood orange variety of orange that's like that. Anyway, I got that from them. I got some limes from them. They actually sell other things. I got this spirulina powder that I can add to my smoothies, so I'm going to try that out. It's a lot of really good stuff in here. Superfood stuff, antioxidants. And then this is a grapefruit balancing electrolyte mix. Coconut water with Himalayan salt packet. So I'm going to try that out. And then I just got some cacao nibs. I really like these. When I'm craving chocolate, it will do the trick. If I need a caffeine kick, like, these are really good to eat like at the end of the school day when you're just so tired. Just a nice little pick me up, and I like to put them like sometimes on like frozen yogurt or something like that too. So anyway, I'm having a PB&J and I'm having a blood orange, and then we'll see if I feel like making my soup or not. But the soup is vegetarian, so it's not high calorie, so if I decided that I wanted to eat some later, I would still be well within my calorie budget. So that's it. I'm gonna go watch TV with Joe. I think we're gonna watch some Marvelous Miss Maisel because we haven't watched the new episodes from the new season on Netflix yet, so I think it's on Netflix or Prime, whichever it's on. So I'm gonna go do that and see if I feel like making soup later. Good morning. Today is Sunday, March the 6th, 2022, and obviously it's the next day. I am at the school, as you can tell from the background, and I am so happy because when I got back here, everything was so neat. My sub that I had on Friday left my room like in really neat condition, and I just so appreciate that. Love to Miss Rachel. I don't have any notes, so that could be good or bad. I'm imagining that if there's anything major, I will hear about it right when I get in tomorrow. But actually, I'm going to take some time tomorrow, like I said, and I noticed that, like, I'm not thinking really super clearly, like I'm forgetting some things. That is a sign that my fibromyalgia is like edging. It's like right on the edge of being an issue, but it's not there yet. So if I take some time and just slow down what I'm doing and do some things to make me feel like more rested and prepared, like do some things clean around the house and get my grades ready because we are submitting grades on Friday, and just kind of take care of myself and go slow and do a few things for me, then I won't end up having a problem. And when I have a fibro flare, usually I end up getting sick alongside of it. Like, I don't want to end up sick. This is not a time of year for me to be sick and be out for like multiple days. So I'm going to take some time tomorrow and do that. I am just finishing up this vlog here because I did not get to show you my orzo soup, but I'm going to link the recipe down here. And in one of my videos coming up, I'm going to show you how I meal prep. So I will, put some footage in there of creating that soup, because soup is a great thing to meal prep because you can eat it that week or you can freeze it and you can eat it another week. So look for that coming up. And also going to be posting a video of how I get ready for a sub. So look for that coming on Thursday. So thanks everybody for hanging in here to the end of the video. I'm so excited, guys. You have really stepped up and been sharing my channel with others. And I so appreciate the fact that we've been growing. We are to like 960 now. So I only need like a few more subscribers before my trip to Africa, and we have several months before that happens. So I really feel like we're going to make the 1,000 goal and possibly surpass the 1,000 goal by then. So I'm really, really happy and honored that you guys are enjoying being on here and that you've joined my community. If you know of anybody who is a teacher or just a really busy working mom, make sure that you let them know about my channel. A lot of things that I talk about, I talk from the reference point of a teacher, but if you're a working mom, a lot of the things that I talk about will apply as well. The self-care tips and things like that. So, or if you're a person who's like trying to get a hold of your health, this is also a good channel for that type of individual. So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna do some planning for this week, and I will see you again on Thursday. There's flies. It's that time of year. As always, don't forget to work hard, be kind, and amazing things will happen. Bye-bye.